Skookum One, Mike Clevin, yeah, Mike Clevin, that's the name I should be using. Skookum One was a mask I used for a while. And yeah, it just reminds them, time past, and some I'm worth looking up in the various blogs I've been on about the things that we've discussed over time, my friends and I. So I use it for that reason, so people can look it up. So I'm going to sit down for a second here. That's the Fraser River. And as I showed it in the Hmong video just now, I decided to make another little video before I sat down about the referendum. We're still waiting on the results. As of the last, I know, it was much more than expected. It was expected 30%. And if they expected 30%, why didn't they do something more efficient than an antiquated mail-out referendum? That's a big question for me, right? Why didn't they think of that? So, my beeper just went for my pancakes. I heated them up, but it'll be a while to cool. They'll be hot. So that means that normally when there's a heavy turnout, it means there will be change. Now there wasn't a heavy turnout in 1983, but secretly and with great efficiency, the Ontario Tories helped out the Social Credit campaign and organized the get out to vote secretly. So I wonder whether this surge might be some of the Labour vote that I've encountered, which is heavily FPTP, certain elements of it, especially the construction unions, who want the pipeline and the other projects, that they want the industrial future. And they directly said, that they voted FPTP. They didn't want a green government, was always the implication, or the direct statement. So that's fine, But hopefully, what I'd like to know, as I said in a conversation with a friend this morning, what I'd like to know is how much of that 41.7% Friday morning, which may be 45, 46 by the end of it, that's a lot. Okay, that's huge. If that had been a general election, it would be more. So how much of that is a new vote? How much of people who hadn't voted before? How much of the people who used that 5-week window to ask for a ballot or get their asses to Services BC in the 6 weeks that it wound up being? So how many was that? I want to know those numbers, and I want to know out of each sector, the 18 to 30s, 30s to 45s, and so on, of who voted. Right, who voted? It doesn't matter which they voted, but who voted. And then I want to know of each of the minority communities and of the First Nations, each First Nations, how much they voted. That kind of demographic political breakdown is what the polling companies don't ask or don't compile because they're not asked to. Now, I wish I had the resources. Anybody who's a data person who knows how to access BC government and federal citizenship records and shit like that, and projections of how many citizens there'll be. How many people were 18 on December 7th? How many people were citizens on December 7th? How many people became residents on December 7th? They were all eligible equally to vote. Now, this kind of democracy in Canada isn't widely recognized, but this is actually what actual voters. So there's assumption that, well, they didn't vote because they don't care. No. They're working 2 jobs. Even yesterday, I talked to half a dozen people who either them or their boyfriend or their family, all of them, they wanted to vote, but they couldn't. And that's just me random on the SkyTrain. Hey, what's going on, right? What did you vote, right? Did you vote, right? And a lot of them hadn't voted that wished they had or wanted to, right? And there's others that pissed off that they couldn't. Many were pissed off. My friend at the gym group, right? So, and others like him, including, last night, 2 Sikh brokers, young guys, suits, nice studs, it was on the corner, it was right in the financial district, the corner of Pender and Burrard, right? And anyway, so they all get it, that there was a shutout, and there was mostly white voters. Doesn't matter whether they were pro or anti, right? I would like to know the mobilization. So if that somebody could come up with me, please, the figures on participation by the Chinese community, by the Punjabi community, by the Arab community and the other Muslim communities, by the other various Farsi communities. You know, the guys, they're not necessarily Muslims, so you can't tell anything by mosque attendance. You know, it's also, he's a Farsi, or he's a Farsi who's a Baha'i, and I know there's Zoroastrians here also, including I know some on the North Shore, and they're very wealthy, and I should contact you and see what's going on, man. You know, but they're all interesting people, you know, and they're from a more cosmopolitan world than suburban British Columbia and its endless rain. And it's endless, well, let them go to Service BC if they don't want to get involved. The thing is, and that statement is a direct statement that you don't care that they're not involved. You don't care that the new citizens aren't involved. You don't care that the young aren't involved. You don't care if the street people don't vote. And you don't care if the natives don't want to vote because the system has burned them so much. Now, if we could get them all to vote, and I don't know if the Green Party is up to it, but I believe the Green Party is fully on the side of the native thing, right? Recognize the unsurrendered nations as nations. You know, just do it. Reconstitute British Columbia. To hell with Ottawa. To hell with Justin. And it's going to be risky with the United States, but that's the whole point about making it a more international presence, because we're all from everywhere here. We're all from everywhere. We're all from everywhere. It's an important thing to remember. So I have, you know, India, and all the people are from everywhere. I'm from Norway. Lots of people from Russia, Spain, Mexico, China, you know, Brazil last night, a bunch of kids, you know, they're students, but you know, everybody is from everywhere here, and Meng Wanzhou hangs out here because her husband has property here. They probably come out here, play golf, and, you know, maybe gamble and wine and dine and have the nice Vancouver lifestyle. And the Vancouver lifestyle, I haven't been to Manhattan lately, you know, but you know, it's glaring. Last night on the corner of Abbott and Hastings was like the wall between the world of the elites and the film class, I call them. It's the film district, I call it, between there and the financial district, now West Hastings, the Woodwards, and that block up to what used to be the province and where the cenotaph was. I did a little video about the cenotaph and how important it is as a position of sacredness in Vancouver and pivotal history also. That'll do a whole video on. But I got back to the corner of Abbott and Hastings and crossed over Abbott, and it was walking into the jungle. Now, it's part of Vancouver, and I connect to it because I know who they are, and I can relate to them, you know. I understand why they're there too. And it hurts to see that, and then just the other way, the block away. You know, like you could pay $8 for a cappuccino in that block probably, plus the snack. No, there's going to be 10 with the snack, 12 more like, you know. And these guys are living on whatever they're living on. Sometimes it's nothing, and sometimes it's just liquor, like I saw on Jackson Street, you know, on what used to be the vibrant part of, even in the 70s it was okay, but that was Japantown at one time. Yeah, it was a beautiful city. It's not now, and part of the problem is the great divide of wealth. So also here in Maple Ridge, right, that the mayor is heavily anti-homeless, and people in the Facebook groups here even says there was a fire in the tent city the other day, and somebody said something to the effect that it's too bad they all didn't die or something like that. Okay, so the way the street people are treated as an underclass here, and not given a shit about, and there's no housing for anybody, including a disabled senior like myself. I don't know where I'm going to live. I really don't. You know, we'll see. I'm okay. There's people that are going to be doing worse, right? And I really see the reality here really harshly, and it's Christmas. It's Christmas. And the irony of Christmas, of its obsession with goods and fun and luxury and love, and the people from the other cultures who don't celebrate Christmas, maybe they might have a holiday at this time of year themselves, but what they see what's on the street here, and they see the pain, and they see the poverty, right? And they see it, and they do what they can for their own people. You don't see many, you know, Sikh guys. I did see one Sikh guy with dyed hair down on the strip last night, you know, but you don't see, what you see on the street. On the street is a third of them are native, many of them are black, right? Or usually American, not necessarily, or other, not very often other Asians, you know, certainly not. You rarely see. Yeah, you do occasionally see destitute Chinese guys, as I did down in Yaletown when I was down by the library. But the whole of Yaletown is largely empty. Those soaring glass towers and those high property values and those $15 million houses that Mr. Mung, or whatever his surname is, Mung's husband, how often is he there? How big is the pad? How many homeless people are in the alleys in his neighborhood? You see? So this is, it's become like an Asian city, but it's also become like New York. It's become like London, and what it's become really like is Paris just before the French Revolution. Yeah. So anyways, it's also an intersection between the U.S. and China, and things that all of us are involved in. But all the kids here, all the young people, they're all one people. I see that. It's real good to see, right? They all connect. I think more will happen. They all know each other from school, and largely, although they grew up in ethnic, financial communities, and business communities, they all know each other. Play hockey, go to the gym. They all know each other, right? And kids share school and everything. Everybody gets to know each other. So it'll be like it was, that all the Europeans eventually integrated here. But right now we have all these international forces here, and the referendum now. So the numbers I'm asking for, I got to end this so I can eat my food. The numbers that I'm asking for, if somebody could look those up for me, how many of each different group are known to have voted, nobody's doing that poll. If somebody wants to do that poll or knows how to organize one online or something, that'd be a really great thing. And British Columbians who are listening to me and understanding the things I'm talking about demographics and studying this and knowing what we're up against, because the other side is studying all this too. What they're seeing in their numbers are not being published in the newspapers, the numbers that they really care about. Remember that. All that's being published is the numbers that they want the public to see and the questions that they want the public to be thinking in terms of. The polls aren't asking the right questions. The questions are, where was the vote? Who voted? Where was the vote and who voted? I guess that's the title of this vlog. This is the Skookum 1 Street Professor, Mike Clevin, Big Skookum, signing off. Have a nice day on this rainy, wind and storm warning day. I can hear the rain. I don't know if you can. Bye-bye.